Good morning, good morning, good morning to everyone, and welcome to beautiful, beautiful Barbados. Sun is taking a little while to come up this morning, so rather than wait on that in a stationary position, what we can do is we can enjoy some of the beauty that surrounds us. Good morning to you all. I hope you all had a great night. Hope everyone has woken up this morning feeling fresh, and if you're not, if you are a little under weather, hopefully you're feeling a little better today than you did yesterday. Welcome to Silver Rock. Going in the area of Silver Sands, and this is on the southeastern tip of Barbados. Up in the furthest distance is a place, this is Ed Layson, has a surf shop up there. We've been out there before. It is Inchmarlow. It's beautiful up there. Lovely, stunning scenery. The cliffs, as you can see, just gorgeous this morning. Swell still hasn't fully come around to the south coast yet, so I know the surfers must be itching all like now because the west coast hasn't picked up anything either. But everybody will have their surf in plenty of time, I hope, for them anyhow. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. I'm going to give you a little view of what I'm seeing here. Lots of wind this morning. So I'm going to just come out here and give our 360 and then move back into the sheltered area a little bit so that we can welcome in our peace and serenity with a prayer. Just a beautiful morning here in Barbados. It's a little bit on the nippy side, but it's just lovely. It's perfect Christmas weather. This is what we enjoy at this time of year. This is how we know, besides knowing the date, that it is Christmas time. It's with this kind of weather that we're having. Don't worry, you're not going to miss the sunrise. I'm going to put it back on stationary as soon as it starts to come up there for you to have a look at it for a little bit. But until then, we're just going to be moving around a little bit more on where we're located. As you can see this morning, no shirt. Beautiful conditions, feeling absolutely lovely. Why would I not? Look around me, just check the background. Is this not amazing? This is a beautiful, beautiful gift from God. This is nature at its absolute best. This area is very rough for swimming. If you have challenges with swimming or anything like that, I would not recommend you come here to do so. However, if you like a little bit of a rougher surf, you can actually get a little surf just in front of us here over on our right. And if you want a better surf, you can just work your way down to the old Silver Sands Resort, where we're going shortly. Just a lovely morning here. Sun is taking a while to come up because the low clouds, very, very thick low clouds this morning. I would expect it for it to have given us something like yesterday already. But I'm going to keep an eye behind me as we're walking. And as soon as I see anything, I will let you know, of course. We're located just in front of what you see Silver Rock Hotel. It is closed. Unfortunately, it's been closed for a number of years now. This was one of the main action spots of windsurfing on the island when it was really popular here. It still is fairly popular, but nothing like it used to be. International travel to here at this time of the year is not what it was like. These hotels all here would have been full at the moment, taking full advantage of all of these winds that we're experiencing on the island. These are just beautiful. Now, I've mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. Halfway between the shoreline and that outer reef that you're seeing there, they had a massive structure which was put up for the judges when they used to have the international windsurfing competitions up here. Just amazing structures. Out here was the hive of activity. This beach below us here would have been ram-packed with sails and boards all over the beach at this time of morning, and you would have had out here in a very party and festive atmosphere. It was really a great time, and that was, I think it was around January or so, if I remember correctly. I don't think it was in December, but more like January. But everyone used to come here and prepare for it at that time. Morning is beginning to awaken, folks. It is going to be a beautiful morning. Don't worry, I have on my tripod still. I'm just gonna put you down and let you watch that if it starts to look spectacular. I'll share that with you this morning. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Well, I collected the war wagon yesterday, Santa's sleigh. It looks like a different vehicle. When I went to the valet shop, I had to ask them, where is the truck? Because I did not know where it was. It changed color immediately. So I'll take us some pictures of that because it won't last too long. So I will keep those pictures for memory for any days I want to remember what it used to look like. You know, this is a perfect place, perfect time for our serenity prayer. So if you'd like to join me with that, if not, we'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. God, Grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. Talk about heavenly. Out here is so peaceful. I just can't believe how amazing up here feels this time of morning. I got into this car park about 20 past 5. Was by myself out there. It was very dark, but just perfect. It was beautiful. I parked the NCC facility just down below. I'll show you that in a couple of minutes time. We have walked up here before. We're going to take a little bit of detours inwardly for you to have a look around as well. Not too far inland because you don't want this to be way too long. But just give you an indication and understanding of how down here really is a little bit behind where we're walking, parallel to where we're actually walking on the land side. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. This hotel here used to be, as I said before, extremely popular. I don't know what happened, why it went down, or what the situation is with it, but I do know that every time I come here it looks a little bit worse than it looked the time before. I do remember here quite well, because I used to frequent here a lot when the windsurfing used to go on. I remember when Brian and Oz were located here, and then Brian started his own business down below. Just beautiful place to have a windsurfing shop, or actually a beautiful place, period. If you want something that's very natural and windblown, an environment that is extremely quiet, this is a place you can also have an option for. There are many, many Airbnb facilities around here, lots of them. All you need to do is get your realtor, or if you want to Google it up on your internet, you can just look for Silver Rock or Silver Sands and you will find them. Here we get a little peek of what the morning is going to hold for us. Just beautiful. These rays are gorgeous. Very windy this morning. Just around the corner there's a lot of wind blasts. I was sheltering just below the big rock itself. But I was still getting quite a bit, so I'm sure you ought to have heard that this morning. But what you have also been treated to is the natural raw power of the ocean up here. This is where we are coming around to the eastern section of the island. So up here we'll pick up a lot of swells and sea conditions that you would not find further down on the south coast. So you can leave here now and probably go down the south and find it a lot calmer. The outside reef would indicate to me that the swells are not big down on the south coast itself. So beautiful day for you that want to be swimming in that section today, it looks like. This is the peak time for this big swell that's supposed to be coming in. It is a wind generated swell. So if it does turn, if these swell conditions do turn, you will have a fairly big swell that will come in on the south coast. So just keep your eyes open. Likewise, it's coming down from the north as well, but the winds have it coming around to the east rather than coming to the west coast. So therefore, if you're on the west coast, just keep your eyes open because there is a possibility that you may get some swells coming in there as well. Just a beautiful morning. You can see all of the weaker matter under these cliffs have been eaten out, but these are real coral. These are not just break off like that. You will get chunks that will break off over a period of time, but this is not like the eastern side or the north where you will get a lot of stones just compacted together in what looks like marl, which is sand and clay together. This side here is very, very solid coral on this section anyhow. Rays of promises of a new day. Is this not beautiful? Don't worry, we're going to keep our eyes on that as we're going. Don't worry, we're coming back to that in a minute. Good morning, Governor. How are you going? All's well? Good morning to you. Just stunning. Up here has had a lot of erosion over the years. This beach, you see, massive. Much bigger than it is right now. It goes and comes, but it used to be a lot bigger before. Alright, what I brought you here for this morning was the sunrise. So I'm going to look for a good spot to put you that you can enjoy that for a little bit. And then I will come back to you and give you some more commentary. But for now, I would like you just to watch some of these rays just for a couple of minutes, not for too long. love how the beam of lights begin to come across the water now, almost like a pathway to the sun. And I love those lower rays that are coming out just below the cloud itself. Just beautiful. Well, we're 7 days away from Christmas now, folks, and just to let you know that our Christmas tree is well underway to being completed. Should have that finished over the weekend for you, so I will share that with you as soon as I have it completed. I'm just looking for some little knickknacks to put on it, something a little bit different. You know, it's a tropical Christmas tree. It's not one that you're going to find snow and stuff all over like you all guys put back in the States and Canada and up north and England, etc. So I am looking for some particular items that I am hoping to find over this weekend on the beaches. Now, you had this morning, I had to say, 20 minutes of daybreak. Certainly not the sunrise, but you are having that opportunity now to view that beautiful sun that's coming over the clouds. Good morning to everyone. I see you all popping on here. I see the care and attention and love as always. As I said yesterday in our summary, you know, the close of the day, that it would be amazing if a first timer, for example, you can put yourself in that position if you were coming on this morning for the first time ever, because remember, we do stream publicly, although you can't comment on it unless you're in the friends list or a friend of a friend who is on. You know, you can imagine seeing these comments first thing in the morning, and you would probably wonder, where am I? This doesn't go on, because this really doesn't go on all over the place. This is a very special gathering of people who want nothing but peace and love and happiness and want to see the best for their fellow man, which is what it's all about. Alright, any minute now that's going to be a blast in sunlight, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue with our walk on here. I think you've seen enough of the sunrise for now. Hopefully you've enjoyed that with me. Alright, we're going to move a little bit inland, as I mentioned just now. Morning, Governor. Beautiful sunrise, huh? Beautiful sunrise, man. Thanks. Have a good day, okay? I'm going to walk you inland. Now, I remember I used to drive down in here before, when all down here was active with the windsurfing and stuff. A lot of these homes were not around, a lot of these buildings at that time. But I just want to walk you through here to give you an understanding of what is behind here in this neighborhood area. I don't think we've actually done this here up in the Silver Rock section before. And I know it's something that's enjoyed by many because it's great to see the coastline and stuff. But if you're going to come and stay in these areas, you want to see what is surrounding it. As I said, a lot of these homes here are Airbnb, many of them. So if you want a facility up here, quite easy to find. You'll also find lots of flags and different wind indicators on many of these properties, because as you can appreciate, majority of people that come here are people that are going to come for windsurfing. Alright, this is the neighborhood area going up behind where Silver Rock used to be. Many properties here can be rented. As you can see, a lot of high-rise properties, one there on your left, and many more in the distance as well. I know a lot of people that do staycations here, and that is because when you come here, it is very different from anywhere else that you'll find on the island. So some people prefer to come here as it's closer to where they live on the south coast than to go all over to the east coast. So you will find a lot of people staycation here, especially people who live on the south and have a lot of pets, because they know they only have 5 minutes drive to home, but then they can come here and be in a completely different world, as you can see. All of these hurricane shutters that are on these buildings that are closed would indicate to me there's not very much people staying here. It's called Sea Winds, as you can see there on the sign. So if you're looking, these are another option. So you can take that name, for example, and maybe you could do a little search on it if you're interested. Now, I remember in Silver Sands was a pretty rough area. You know, I would say term it as a rough area. I can't say any more than that. However, with the introduction of the organic tourism by Brian Talma, all the community has been drawn into one up here, and it has become one of the more peaceful areas on this island for sure. This is the Action Windsurfing Shop, Action Man's Windsurfing Shop. As you can see, all of his artistry everywhere. He has all of his conscious writings all over the buildings, the side of the buildings. He's actually released some books in the past that are different chapters. You can see on the side of those buildings they're written. That's chapter 2. So, you know, it says different rules for different fools. I think that's a good caption for sure. And this is sort of his studio, this old boat that's being utilized here. Inside here you'll find a lot of pictures of magazine covers with Brian on it. Brian was an internationally known windsurfing icon, I would say. He has introduced what is called the beach culture tour, which goes all over the world. He just had a very successful one, internationally competitive tour that goes all over the world with surfing and beach cricket and all types of beach activities, just bringing the culture, all of the cultures of the beaches together. And Barbados was represented fully by him. Always is. You can see the colouring of his boat here. You would have seen my angel with an Independence photo up here. All of the colours and everything will show you it's very tropical, and also this would be the Barbadian style culture here. You can see that quite clearly from the colorations here. And inside you can find all of his artistry and stuff. Brian is great at finger painting. You will probably see a lot of his signs when you're driving all over the island, up on the poles, especially going into Soup Bowl area and all over, actually all over the island, around the east, around the south, all over. Guys up here are extremely conscious of their surroundings. There's a big bar here that caters to all types of foods and stuff. As I said, lots and lots of Airbnb up here as well. This is not an advertising. I just recognize people that have contributions to Barbados that make Barbados what it is. And this is one of the people that I would have to say that does exactly that. Just beautiful up here. The whole neighborhood is transformed. Oh, yes, if you all see that white truck in the distance there, yeah, that is the war wagon, believe it or not. Jeez. It's actually white. It's not like tree colored. So, all right, this is a natural drainaway area here for up in this section of the island. Sometimes it can be very dirty. Sometimes it can be quite clean, depending on how much rain we have had, and depending on the swells as well, because the outer banks can be burst quite often if there's a big, a heavy rainfall, or if we have a big south swell that comes in, and then that will replenish and clean out this entire area. One of the only trees in the world that I know about that blooms boards, surfboards and windsurf boards, that's right here in Barbados. You will not find this anywhere else. It is a special tree, and it is nourished, as you can see, and taken care of all the time. And that is our, what we like to call our board tree. There you go. So, I don't know if that's the correct name for it, but I like to call it that. Now that is, unlike the other trees around, that never stops bearing, bears year round, so you can find those fruit anytime you come here. This whole place is transformed. I remember when up here didn't have these pathways, you know, before Brian had set up his place. I'm talking about 30 plus years ago when he used to be up here all the time. Yes, I roamed everywhere. So when I say I was here, I was there. I literally have been everywhere on this island. As long as it's been associated with the sea and anything to do with tourism, I've been in it in every capacity. But this is just beautiful. Now beyond here, we're going to walk through that section in a little while because we have to take a detour off the beach. So we'll talk a little bit more about that later on. Now I would take you up on that higher elevation up there, but it is right now under some repairs. However, that is what I had to call my chill out spot, just up there on that roof. I like to go up there and just sit down and watch the world go by. It is absolutely beautiful. Now this is Brian's studio, so if you're here, you want to come and speak to him, please. He will open his arms to you anytime that you're in Barbados. Whatever your water sport is, come up here and give him a shout, talk to him, and he can introduce you to some different activities around the island. But very conscious guy. I would have to say he's on the same journey but a different path. But that is as me. But that is a very positive path, and he's been on that for a very, very long time. You can get accommodations here as well. He does rent those apartments in that section there as well, so you can just contact him, have a look for it. It's called the Action Windsurfing Shop, or Action Shop. All right, so when we have big heavy rainfalls, this outer bank here will burst. A lot of sand is built up in this section here. The beach, you see a lot more level, I would say. It's peaked a lot and has a lot of bulk sand here. Conscious everywhere you look up here. All right, we're going to take a walk down the Silver Rock section. We're going to work our way depending on time and stuff, we'll decide how far we'll go today. However, I just want to show you what this beach looks like. As you can see, this is as natural as it comes. This looks something like what you would find in the Bashba area. Same kind of sargassum, same kind of granular sand. It started to get a little bit darker here. However, this beach is a lot smaller. These sand dunes, although they're not taller, or were not taller, they're most definitely thicker. They used to come out further, and this beach was far more level. The furthest point you're seeing there, just beyond that guy that's fishing on the beach, where you see that dead tree, that used to go sand right out to that section there, and you could comfortably walk around that section there before all of the rocks and all the front section there has just dropped off. Basically, the erosion in this area has been very heavy over the years. I'll just take you up a little bit on the elevation. We're going to come back up on the higher section in a minute. Actually, we just wait till we get down there. We won't see a lot of the bandstand and thing. There is a park over here called the Silver Sands Park. This is where you can come up with your kids and stuff. There's free Wi-Fi. They have all the changing facilities and everything. That's just behind these dunes. We'll have a look at that in a little while. And you can come up here and spend the entire day. Plenty of parking. As I said, it's free Wi-Fi. Where we are, you wouldn't get that, obviously, because of the mountains and stuff. You have to be a little bit closer. You could come and spend the day here, or spend a couple of hours. You don't have to actually spend the entire day here. But it's just so beautiful. The sun's still being obscured a little bit by clouds, so we can actually turn our way into that and have a look at it. And you can also see where we've come from. Look at this gorgeous coastline. Very different from anywhere in the South Coast, but so beautiful and so natural. Just amazing. So you would have seen that there are 2 hotels in this area that have sort of like gone to disrepair. It's here, and then there's Silver Sands. I guess it's because the sea conditions are not that great for swimming really. Majority of the year it's a little bit challenging. However, I do remember when Silver Sands was full all the time. Even in summer, it was used a lot for flights that had tech flights and stuff that had to overnight. So you used to have lots and lots of people staying there. As I said before, it's a real waterman's culture place, all this section here. So this is where you'll find all the windsurfers, kiteboarders, foil surfers, etc. staying in this general area. Beautiful sunrise this morning. Now this is the widest you'll find this beach at this time. As we come in now to January and February and March, when the south swells start to come in, the currents change, a lot of sand will disappear. And at high tide, you can see how high up the sargassum is on the beach. That is where high tide is right now. But the high tide will actually come up on the bush now when we get later into the year, say around June and July, where there's hardly any sand out here really. Well, hardly any sand in lower elevation. These monks will always be here. I remember when these were the public facilities were up here before, years ago. We're talking about a long time. I was actually in the Silver Sands area from, I would say, my very early 20s, just after I left the Dover area as my homeland. Silver Sands became my home. I am sort of like a tumbling weed that's blowing all around, but I blow from one beautiful spot to the other. And as I said before, Barbados has so many beautiful beaches that feel like home to me because I literally have been raised on most of them. I'm just bringing you through here because we would have to come out onto the higher elevation anyhow. But I just wanted you to see what the bandstand looks like and what the park up here looks like. Now, it's a very popular picnic spot again. I know there are many locals are on here with us this morning. Many of our Bajan family, they will know about Silver Sands and the kind of activities that go on up here. Very, very popular picnic spot. We've actually seen CUNY community being hosted right here in this car park where the war wagon is. I was there for that one, but it was a thunderstorm night, terrible conditions, but the party was so good that everyone stayed on. Nobody left at all. Big cricket pitch or cricket field below. Cricket and soccer played a lot up here as well in this area. And we also have a small little children's play park. Needed some repair because it hasn't been used for a long time, so I know they will start putting a little bit of their elbow grease in that section and bring it back to how it is. And this is the facility that I was mentioning. All of the washrooms, baths, showers, etc. can be found here. As I said before, we also have a Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi up here as well. Morning, how are you going, man? I see you for a long time, buddy. You alright? Oh, happy birthday, man. Alright, man. So we could have one time walked around the front of these buildings here, these homes I should say. However, that is no longer happening. All of the pathway and all of these sand dunes that were right around these properties have gone now. So erosion definitely happening. As I said before, we have a play park here, but needs a lot of work on it. Remember that nothing has happened here in Barbados publicly in play parks, etc. for a couple, almost 2 years now. So there's nothing that has been going on here. So all of these swings that are usually here and these seesaws and all the benches, etc., gone. But this is really, really nice when it's all set up. It's a beautiful, beautiful Saturday morning here in Barbados. It's like every Christmas. It feels that way. The wind's coming out of the southeast. It is cooling. It is fresh. It is just beautiful out here this morning. So picture here with all of the accommodations, all the homes being rented, hotel full. Picture that going on. Windsurf boards all over. I'm talking about international stars, not just you know, people who are here for the sport. People who actually were being paid to be here. A lot of professionals used to come to Barbados. It was a mecca place for windsurfing at one time. Silver Sands Resort. They had 3 different renovations in my lifetime here. The original one used to run, the first building complex would run parallel to how we're walking right now. The second one came down onto the beach. That was only pasture originally, and then the newest block would have been this block here above. So, you know, they came in stages as the demands for the rooms materialized. However, it just went bam one time. It was very, very strange because it didn't shut down when it was quiet and when there was anything going on in the world that would have slowed it down. It was actually active. I remember just prior to it closing down, it was pretty much full. But I don't really know what happened there, not too sure. We're not going to go too much further today. We're just going to go and show you the actual Silver Sands beach itself, so you can see what up here looks like. My original haunt, or one of my haunts. If we have a little barking from some dogs on our left, don't worry about it. They're some friends of mine. Well, last time I was up here, they were friends. That can change. We see how aggressive they are this morning. No, this is all a windsurfing shop. This entire area here had lockers, all storage facilities for windsurf boards. This place was a big place on the international windsurfing circuit. This wasn't just like the windsurf hotel that used to be down where there's no Butterfly Beach. This was the real windsurfing thing that used to go on up here. Brooker, if you're on this morning, good morning to you, my brother. Just passing your old shop. This is another one of my Angel's favorite beaches. Notice I didn't say her favorite beach, one of her favorite beaches, because yesterday we saw her favorite beach, which is down at Maxwell. Now up here had all types of boardwalk. These rocks here had all kind of large, good morning doggy dogs, lots of sand was here. You could walk right around that property there. You cannot do it now, not at all. Everything has gone. A lot of erosion has happened up here on this side of the island for sure. They had a boardwalk that used to run from the windsurf shop, which is here, right across to the adjoining properties. This was the newest section of this hotel. I don't know how many of you were on here that have been to Silver Sands, but I know for sure there's some. Maybe not on this morning, but I do know we have family members that remember Silver Sands as I'm talking about it, and the ways that it built from one stage to the other. Beautiful, beautiful beach. Look at the beautiful foam being highlighted now by this rising sun. Give you a quick glimpse of the sun. Last time we were up here, this beach was full of sargassum. I'm sure you'll remember that. Right now, you will always find a little sargassum weed on this beach. Just standard, just like the east coast of the island. But last time we were here, we would have walked through sargassum here. It'd be very difficult to see the sand. So I'm happy that I'm bringing you here this morning if you have a look at it now as it is. Yes, I know I put him a dress on him the other day. Had some people making bear sport. He got so cruel with me about that. And you know, I had to sneak in that photo because I gotta somehow keep my stardom and keep him down, because if not, he'll be a rising star and nobody will pay attention to me anymore. As you can see, windsurfing boards are left here. You know, guys who leave them here overnight, they'll probably stay in the accommodations nearby. We have people that return here every year. But before, all these bankings here, first of all, there would have been way more sand. Secondly, this beach should have been right out to the point there. That's where this beach would have actually been at this time of year. And thirdly, all of here would have had windsurfers and all of their equipment, people just hanging around. It's a totally different culture. It is an amazing culture. It's what I got to call real true beach culture. It's surfing is as well, but windsurfing, they carry a their own culture for sure. Remember years ago as well, all this bush was not here, none of this bush was here. However, we used to have our beach volleyball net set up here. Any of you that remember those days in the 80s, you would probably have seen me and not know it was me on the beach here with the guys playing beach volleyball. I know Mr. Impact, remember up here. I remember coming here many times for him to perform. At that time, I didn't know him. When I say didn't know him, I knew him as a performer, but I didn't know him to say good morning to him. Now it's a different story. I know him quite well. This was a lovely place. I remember the bandstand that was up there. I remember all of the beautiful wooden umbrellas that had thatch hats put on them. This place was amazing. Always see conditions like this, but look at this beach this morning. Now low tide is not for another maybe hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, and look how beautiful white it is. Now when the surf is really pumping up here, and at most times of the year, there's no sand there in front of those rocks. You actually, if you lose your board, it will end up in those rocks. And all the sand that's built down here right now, this shifts, and therefore where you're seeing the waves that are just like slightly breaking outside of here is fairly far offshore, and it gives a perfect ride. This is one of the best beach break rides in the island. I will tell you that for sure. One of the best training grounds for Soup Bowl. It's fast, it's quick, and it's hollow, and it has the same two sections as the bowl tends to have, just on a smaller scale. Just beautiful. Alright folks, we're going to end our walk here today because I don't want to carry this too much longer. It's not that I'm losing energy, because I am fit. But I just don't want to go too much longer this morning. I just want to give you the beauty of Barbados as we're seeing it here. We're not going to take a swim, but I certainly will be giving you a 360 right now. So enjoy this with me. May be abandoned and it may be run down, but you can look at this and see what an amazing property this would have been at one time. I know that almost everyone on here is an experienced traveler, and I know for sure that you all have seen resorts and places around the world, so you can be able to visualize what this was like. Those of you that are on here right now who have been to Silver Sands are probably crying because they do remember what it was like. This place was just the action spot on the south coast for me at any rate. Action, high octane action all the time. No matter what time of year you came up here, there was always action going on. Now, as I mentioned, about 3 different sections to the hotels. Directly in the front center of the screen That is where the swimming pool was. Behind that was the original structure. They then built a structure down below, and this beach structure here, when I started to surf here at Silver Sands, this was non-existent. You used to come down on a pasture out here. These buildings were not here. That will just tell you that I have been around for a couple of years, that I am not a young chicken. But anyhow, I am still a crowing rooster, as you can hear. And I will be crowing this weekend on Sunday. If any of you are in Barbados and you're going to the Christmas carols, Rotary Club, Christmas carols up at the Globe Drive-In, come and sing with me, please. Look for the war wagon. I may have to post a picture up there so you know what it looks like, because what you've been seeing on film is not what it looks like at all. So I'll put a picture up later on for you today and let you all see what it's like, so that in another couple of weeks you will remember, because it will not look like that anymore for sure. Bring you right down to the end of the beach so you can see the whole beach, just to see how beautiful up here is. Now if you are in Barbados and you have a vehicle, I would recommend you take a little trip up here, do a little walking on the beach, and even spend a little time on the beach if you want. You know, it is a very quiet area, so exercise your caution. Don't go up into the abandoned buildings, and just keep your alerts up. I wouldn't say it's a +4, but I would say just be very cautious up here, because it is away from everything. Now all of these Inchcape are accommodations. This entire block here is called Inchcape. If you're looking to rent, you can look up please, INCHCAPE. And as I said, this is the type of weather conditions and the type of surroundings that you're going to find year round, no matter when you come. It's going to be rough like this here. Not always this rough, but quite rough. And it will always look like this here, as natural as you can believe. Is that not just stunning? I know for sure that if my angel is on here right now, the memories of up here are going to be running through her mind right now. This is a place, unfortunately, where she was injured bodyboarding. However, this is where she learnt to bodyboard, and she had some amazing times out here. I have some pictures and some videos of her having a wonderful time up here. Anyhow, folks, you all have a fantastic day. You know, I try to bring the best of beauty and peace that I can bring to you. I am hoping that those of you that are in the cooler climates are appreciating this and are able to tap into what you're seeing, make you a little bit warmer, make you a little bit happier. I'd like to thank everyone that's on here and everyone that continues to come on and support the group, just with love and care and happiness and kindness. And I'd like to thank anyone else that's viewing this morning that may not be a part of the EMC. And I would welcome you all to send your friends' requests to me so that I can include you in our friends list, and that way you'll be able to participate on a morning. I know for sure that if you have been watching this and reading the comments that you've seen this morning, you realize we're not just another live vlog. We're a live vlog with a desire to have the best things in life, with the desire of following the light that we do. No matter where the light comes from, we follow the light, and that is to be the best that we possibly can be, to love our neighbors as we love ourselves. Have a wonderful day. I do love you all. I wish you were here, to be real honest with you. I am hoping the opportunity will come that many of you will be on the island, that I can get to meet you. I know there's some here right now. All of those are on the island right now. I will tell you right now, I will be on the south coast tomorrow. I will be running between the Dover area and Rockley area. And the reason I'm not going anywhere else is because I just like to hang out where I call home. That's my home haunt. That's the place that I feel comfortable, and that's the place that I enjoy on my off days. So hopefully I'll see you all. I'll definitely be at the Crystal Waters area, somewhere between 2 and 5, somewhere in that kind of time frame for sure. So if you're in Barbados and you're going down there tomorrow, I will hopefully see you there. If I don't see you, I wish you were there, because I would like to meet you. Have a great day. I'm going to leave you with a beautiful 360 of this area. Hope you enjoy this area. Here we go. I would like to leave you with a few words from the person that I think was a prophet, person that brought God's word, and a person I listen to every morning, and that's the famous Bob Marley. And he says, "He whoever diggeth a pit shall fall in it. He whoever diggeth a pit shall lay in it." And in simple terms, that is, what we sow is what we reap. Remember that. So whatever you're doing today, remember to try and do the absolute best you can, that tomorrow you don't have to reap something that you are regretting. Try and do your best today. Have a great day, everyone. I love you all.